This is the finals. We're here on Xbox Series S. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So, what are we getting here in this free-to-play, high-octane shooter where you can destroy literally every single part of the entire environment? Well, it looks like it's dynamic 1080p, actually probably dipping quite a bit less than that at 60 FPS, but you do get the full scope and styling of the experience as you battle against others in a variety of multiplayer situations. So this is a game where I'm kind of like, you know, I've been, you know, it's fun, it has its moments, but I'm not like really blown away by it until I discovered the tournament mode. So the game has two main modes to it. The first is you're grabbing these boxes. You're taking these boxes and you are delivering them, and then, you know, you kind of get points and stuff like that. Then the other mode is one where you are gathering coins and then depositing coins. Everything you do is done in a team situation. You are working together in like groups of 3. There's usually like 4 teams. And you are always battling to try to like win and get the money, and it's kind of a game show. There's a few maps, but all of the maps are designed where the outside is like, you know, there's spectators. It's like recreating some sort of events from different years where you're battling and for the entertainment of the crowd. That's what they're sort of going with thematically on this one. Now the tournaments, like I was talking about, are sort of the more competitive focus thing. Because when I'm playing the other two game modes, it kind of feels like random meandering combat without like actual people doing anything in particular. Where's the rest of my team at? Did they all die? We got team knocked out? Oh my... I'm carrying these guys. Anyways, doesn't matter. So you do these battles and it's just kind of like, I just feel like I'm doing random shooting. But then I went into the tournament mode. And the tournament mode is a structured scenario. So the teams, you get like thrown into these like teams, and everything's kind of like procedural or like AI generated and stuff. But you're like in these random teams, and you're like the shell turtles and the blah blah blahs and the whatever people. And it's kind of like silly, like it's like, what is the point of this? You know, what do I get for doing this sort of thing? Like, who are these people? Why do I care about these teams? And I'm all building up to it and roping it back to the tournament mode. So the tournament mode is a multi-chain thing where you're playing as a team in a more competitive setting. You need to grab the coins, cash out. You have a very tight timeline for which you need to get everything done. And every move you make really does matter in regards to whether or not your team is going to be successful. And your team is trying to go around multiple levels. So it's kind of like you win one area, or you're like the 2 teams that go on, and then the bottom 2 get knocked out, and you go to a second tier, and then you go to an ultimate tier for who wins. So it's like it actually creates sort of a team identity, and you kind of get to know your team, or you go in with friends. And the tournament mode actually makes us feel a lot more competitive, a lot more intense. There's been so many scenarios where it's like literally on the wire as to whether or not like my team makes it or gets eliminated. It's utterly fascinating because it really can change on a dime, and it could be like a last second victory or a last second loss. And then when your team like dies, you know, that's a big part of it too, is like the team wipes take away your money as well, which is like a big impactful moment for your team and whether or not you're going to like, you know, make it. And there's these big like random events that happen, and as I said, it's highly competitive and it changes on a dime. Where was the team support there, guys? Come on, you're both right there. Get the cash out at least. Oh no, our team totally got wiped. Wow, these guys useless. Absolutely useless. 7 deaths. Oh, great. Terrible. But yeah, you kind of get the teammates you get. And I just like the tournament mode is so intriguing to me because it's just this layering of competitive play. I still don't know if this is going to be something I'm like addicted to or playing tons of for multiplayer, because I'm still kind of like, it's an okay shooter, and you know, some of the aiming can feel a little weird with some of the guns on the Xbox, but like, I do kind of like it, and I like it a lot more now that there's actually like a competitive edge to it, and that just makes it so much more intriguing. But here on the Series S, it does look pretty good. You know, you get that full sense of destruction, like literally a wall, take out the wall, take out the ceiling. It doesn't have like perfect destruction, but it's got like enough destruction where you can kind of get an idea of like, I blow this up, this is what's going to happen, or the roof's going to fall, or, you know, some area is going to be available for me. And I think that in itself is really, really cool. I'm trying to get like abducted by the aliens here, which would be great. Oh, jeez. Oh, both my teammates are gone. Yeah, my team sucks, actually. These guys are terrible. Like, I did so much work at the start there to try to get this team going. And it's like, what is this person doing? You're not even near the rest of the squad. You can't even go up the rope? Oh my god, embarrassing. Anyways, I digress. Teammates totally letting you down. It's like a neat kind of game from that perspective, and at least on the Series S you do get like the full scope, the full visuals. I mean, it doesn't look quite as sharp or as clean, and you know, there's definitely the drawback and the dialing back, like ray tracing stuff, obviously, you know, gone. But yeah, it still looks decently nice. It still plays smoothly. It's a shooter, so I mean that's kind of what you want, right? I just literally get revived there. There's a guy right on me. It's kind of funny. I almost killed the other guy. Almost had it going. And you got so many coins, and you gotta manage those, or kind of prevents like respawning and stuff. It's cool. It's actually layered for strategy. See, the more technical it gets, the more interesting it is for me, gameplay-wise. Because you play so many shooters, you're just like, okay, what's the edge? You know, especially free-to-play shooters, is like there's a dime a dozen, right? I mean, the destruction is sweet, right? It's definitely sweet. I love seeing the stuff all get like, you know, blown up, and there's new entrances to go places, and that strategy is kind of cool. But it's not like you're doing, ironically, because there's a team deathmatch thing, but it's not like you're doing straight deathmatch, right? Like, this is a game where there's actually, like, strategy to it. You know, you actually need to go and do things, and it would actually be kind of cool to have deathmatch, if that makes sense. Like, it would be, how did you even notice I was up there? I guess maybe the shooting of the shots, but usually with all the sound going on. Go touch the machine and try to get a desperation cap. Man, my team sucks. Well, we'll jump into the next match here. It's only 2 of us, which is a bit of a disappointment because they seem to be having some sort of server issues, but we're hopping back into the action and diving into further aspects of the experience. So let's talk a bit about the maps a little bit further. So obviously, oh wow. Obviously the, you know, the visuals and stuff like that really do look great, particularly on this Vegas level. I think they absolutely nailed the design of like the casino area and stuff like that. But there's a few different areas. They all have like different vibes to them, different concepts, and they kind of all have like a cool flourish and sort of aesthetic. But I love the Vegas level, the slots, the lighting, the reflections, everything like that looks absolutely fantastic. And you just really can feel like you're carving this more. Like some of the areas are like literally floating platforms and whatnot. Really hoping a teammate reconnects or something, because it's just so detrimental when you're down a player. But yeah, it definitely has some server connection things and issues occasionally. Because even the match before this, I couldn't really connect into and stuff. It was a bit of a problem. And then the levels too, each one has a different vibe and a different feel, which is kind of cool. I really like what they kind of have going for this game, actually. It's fun. You know, as I said, it's like, jeez, uh-oh. You know, I don't know if I'm going to necessarily stay around long term. We'll have to wait and see what the support is like in that, but I do like it a lot more doing this competitive mode option. I need some support out here. Alright, so we talked about the maps and the gameplay. Maybe we should talk about the fact that my turret isn't, like, actually aiming in on anything. Okay. Yeah. So you've got different character types. There's a few different bodies you choose from. That sounds a bit odd, because you're like, oh, that's just character customization. But the bodies do actually kind of, like, impact things. So the larger bodies are more able to, like, smash and bash stuff. And then there's, like, the smaller bodies are faster and they move a little quicker, and then the medium ones are sort of a balance between the two. And each of the different options has like their own sort of gadgets and tools you can choose, and different guns and weapons that kind of complement their particular sizing and stuff like that, which is great. So I really like the setup there, because it's interesting, because you get this balance of, you know, I guess you would say teammates as well, because everybody will have like a different play style in that. And it's kind of neat seeing that all kind of just kind of play out chaotically. It's really quite interesting, especially with your strategies too. Like, it's good to have kind of a balance, and you know, you send your small player in to do like revives and destroy things, and yeah, it's really interesting. It looks like my teammate has gone and given up and is just like smashing everything in the world, so that's lovely. Maybe you could like take down the cash out thing, so it could come down here and we could take it. Okay, never mind. I see we have... He's just totally bashing everything. Okay. You know, I don't blame him. You know, they screw us over like this by not giving us another player, but... especially in like a tournament mode where it's highly competitive, right? It's just kind of lame that they're not able to find somebody for us, or to start even a match with us being down like this. It should just restart the matchmaking setup. But yeah, you get these variants in how players play. You know, like my smaller character previously had like demolition charges. This one's more based around protecting the vaults by like putting gas charges down so we can cash out. We exchanged on kills? Aww. Would have been cooler if I would have just survived there. Since I'm like right beside you, you think you could revive me? Well, you're just tearing walls up. You know what? I totally respect this. They also give you a penalty if you quit, even if you're down a player, which is a bit of a bummer. Yeah, they give you like a matchmaking penalty, which can be a bit rough. Well, this person's living their best destructive life, and you know what? Yeah, good on you. So anyways, there's a lot to see and do in this one for destruction, and that all feeds back into the gameplay systems of just, you know, carving out the map your own sort of way. It would be interesting to see this with some other game modes outside of like objective stuff, which is a little odd for me because I love games that embrace objective play to the max. So yeah, it is interesting that I'm actually sitting here being like, I wonder what like a deathmatch or domination or something would look like, just because you could carve out the objectives in a different way that you can't normally do in other games, which is so interesting. You know what, I'm just gonna skip to the next match. This is not going well. So yeah, I had like a 10-minute ban from literally any game mode in this game for quitting from a match where we were, you know, down a player there, so that was great. Thanks, finals. Anyways, yeah, so it's kind of an experience that has its ups, its downs, it's fun, it's chaos, and it's really gonna be something where it's like, do you find this interesting? Do you find this fun? Do you have like a group to play this with? You know, what is your, you know, you're gonna have some like longevity to this for yourself, and that's the beauty of it being, you know, like a free-to-play game, right? Is the fact that you literally can give it a whirl and see if you like it, and then you can kind of go from there, right? Like, it's not a crazy amount of pressure, right? You can actually just see if you enjoy what this experience has to offer. Uh-oh, he's getting away with the money! And it really is kind of that simple, right? Like, it's literally designed around the concept of you going around having fun, causing chaos, destruction, and action. And why did both of my teammates die? Oh no, that's not good. Well, I kind of dropped the ball on that. I'm just trying to blow up the bridge so there's an achievement for it. Yeah. I revive you and then you just die again. Kind of thought everybody would be safe while I went and tried to destroy the bridge. Jerry's been kicked. Oh, that wasn't on our team. Oh, that was another team. So definitely some server stuff. But anyways, the maps are pretty large. They're varied. You can learn them a bit, but they really have different segments, styles, and designs to them. There is, you know, it's easy to learn. There are a lot of like little kind of tricks and things you can do as you get more familiar with the game and enjoy more of what it has to offer. But in general, it's just pretty fun, I think. More fun? I don't know. It's kind of casual in that regard. Like, I enjoy parts of it. Also, like, I don't know. Really mixed on it. That's the biggest thing. Is like at times I'm kind of like, be a little boring, but at times I'm like, oh, this is really fun. Has a lot to offer. It's quite a mix. Why did none of my other teammates come in there? Oh, they're getting killed from somewhere else? It's one guy. You can't shoot through the shield. Are you... Oh, man. I don't even know sometimes. Go in there and you have to stop the cash out. Yeah, that's great. Stop the cash out. Okay, good. Good. What are you doing? Stop the... Okay, good. I was like, are you kidding me with this? Like, are you kidding me? Okay, so we got really lucky there and we got the first cash out. We stole that from them pretty hardcore. So yeah, the game has its moments. That's for sure. It's got some intensity to it. And on the Series S, it's like, it's a little murkier than I'm used to, but you know, still pretty good looking. Doesn't cut any of your excellent destruction away, so you could literally smash all the glass, the walls, the pieces, as you've been seeing from various characters and stuff. It's just like it really opens up a lot of tactical stuff if it's done in a tactical way. Because you can like, just literally if you need like a hole in the wall, you want to create a new place for you to attack. If there's an objective that's like in a high building, you can knock like literally the building levels down and then get to it easier. It's kind of amazing from that regard. Why is our teammate down there? Like, it's just kind of utterly ridiculous too, in a sense. Like, it really does provide some wacky times. There's two guys. We could have got both of them. Thanks for the save, teammate. I do wish that the revives were a little bit quicker, though. It does feel like it takes a lot of time when you actually get in there and you're like, you know, trying to do stuff. Should we go cash out over there? Cash out at the D. Always love cashing out at a little bit of the D. Wonder if I could jump across. Oh, look at that. It is neat though, because there's like some areas where like you literally, you know, have like a struggle getting up to, and it just like creates such an interesting dynamic having to adjust the world or yourself for that. And then the canisters of items are so cool too, like the goo, and then there's the poison stuff, and yeah, this game has some really interesting stuff to it. It's just like playing the regular modes didn't really click as much for me, but playing this one definitely does in some exciting ways. That's where I do ponder elements too, is like, you know, is this something that's going to be for everyone gameplay wise, or are you going to play a bit of it and kind of go, I don't know. And that's the beauty of so many shooter options these days. It is pretty well polished though. It does offer something fun and engaging. It's intriguing. I think it has some good potential. They just need, you know, make sure that there's a decent flow of like content. I think the maps here are plenty big enough that you could play them many times and still kind of feel fresh and enjoying them. So that's well done. And it's just going to be interesting to see, I guess, how this grows and how this changes over time. Because I'm sure they have lots they want to maybe do with it. And lots of fun they can have with it. Because it is a stylistic shooter game of, you know, the future, having fun today, though. And that in itself is wonderful.